Hello everyone, it's me Sanjay Vasu back again for another paper. This time it is Cambridge Secondary 1 Checkpoint Mathematics Paper 2 April 2018. Question 1. Write a negative number in each box to make the calculation correct. A negative number into a negative number can also equal to a positive number. Therefore, we just have to find two positive numbers which multiply to this 18 and just convert them to negative. So we can say 3 into 6 is 18, 1 into 18, and 2 into 9. So now we just put a minus sign on each of these. You can write it in any order as well. So I will just write negative 3 into negative 6. Question 2. Complete these sentences. The probability that a football team wins a match is 0.6. Probability that it does not win is 0.4 because 1 minus 0.6. And because the total probability is always 1. The probability a player scores a goal is dash, and the probability a player does not score a goal is 3 by 8. That means 1 minus 3 by 8 is 5 by 8. The probability that a fan supports a team is 72%, and a probability that the fan does not support it is dash percent. So we have 100%, that's equal to 1 whole. That means 100% minus 72%, which is 28%. That's the answer. Question 3. The scatter graph shows the value in thousands of dollars and the age, years of 8 cars. A ninth car has a value of $11,000 and it's 5 years old. A. Plot the information for the ninth car on the grid. So we have a 5-year-old car, that means it comes in here. And if it's 11K value, that means it comes somewhere in here, this line. Which means we can say this. B. Find the median age of 9 cars. So the median of 9 cars is the 5th one. And that means the median age will be where the 5th car is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means this is in the 4 years group, and that means the median age is 4 years. See, describe the relationship between the value of a car and its age. You can see, let's say we draw a line of best fit, something like this. Not exactly sure, but it's approximate. So if we draw something like this, you can see that it's a negative slope, which means the value decreases, goes from 16K to 2K as years or the age increases, which means as the car's age increases, the car's value decreases. Question 4. Mia's house has increased in value by $12,000 in 15 months. A. Work out the rate of increase in the value of Mia's house. Give your answer in dollars per month. This is $12,000 into 15 months. And we get the rate of increase per month. That means 12,000 divided by 15. And that's equal to $800 per month. That's the answer. B. Oliver's house has increased in value by $10,200 in 12 months. Take to show whose house has increased in value at greater rate. Show how you worked out your answer. $10,200 in 12 months is equal to 10,200 divided by 12. And when we get the answer, let's use a calculator for that. Alright, 10,200 divided by 12 is equal to $850. Which means $850 per month. And that's greater than 800. Therefore, Oliver's house has increased in a higher rate. Question 5. Angelique leaves home at 8:30 a.m. She walks at a constant speed to a shop which is 3 kilometers from her home. She arrives for 9 a.m. and stays there for 15 minutes. She then walks at a constant speed back home, arriving there at 10:10 a.m. Now we can draw a travel graph to show her journey. First, she leaves at 8:30, which is over here. That's 0 kilometers from her house. She walks at a constant speed to a shop which is 3 kilometers from her house, which means it's somewhere in this line. And she arrives at 9:10, which means it's over here. So we can draw a line from here to here, like that. Now she stays for 15 minutes, which means you can draw it about halfway till that to mark 9:25. Which is 15 minutes later than 9:10. Next, she walks at a constant speed back home, arriving at 10:10 a.m., which means a constant speed is a straight line, and we can have it like that. So that's all. Question 6. A candle loses 22.4 centimeter of height when it burns for 7 hours. An identical candle burns for 4 hours. Look at how much height the candle loses. So for 1 hour, this candle loses 22.4 by 7, which is equal to 3.2 centimeters of height. Now for 4 hours, we get 3.2 into 4, which is equal to 12.8 centimeters, which is lost in 4 hours. Question 7. The diagram shows a sketch of a kite. Use ruler and compasses to construct the kite in the space below. The diagonal AB has been drawn for you. Leave in your construction lines. We have a kite here. Diagonal AB is 6 centimeters already here. This length is 4. That means this length is also 4 in centimeters. If this length is 5, there's also 5 centimeters because this is a kite. I'm not going to use geometrical instruments. Instead, I'll just show you how to do this and what measurements you need to take. First, put your compass needle at point A. Measure 4 centimeters on your compass pencil and then draw an arc like above. Do the same thing from point B. Now connect it. You have the top half right now, but not the bottom half. You need to do the same thing except start from point A again, but this time use 5 centimeters in your compass length. Do the same thing from point B. It looks something like this. Now you can simply connect the dots. And this is actually the answer. Now we just have to label it. And these lines over here stand for these two sides are equal. Same thing over here, which means both of them are 5 centimeters and AB is 6 centimeters long. That's the answer. Question 8. Saki has 1,865 apples. She packs them into crates, which each crate can hold 48 apples. Look at the largest number that she can fill completely. We can use a calculator to divide this. 1865 divided by 48 is equal to 38.8541666 blah blah blah. Anyway, this means 38 are full and there's a remaining amount, which means we can say that 38 crates can be filled completely. Question 9. A. Carlos has some toy bricks. Each brick is either red or blue. The ratio of red bricks to blue bricks is 3:4. So ring around a fraction of the bricks that are blue. So blue bricks are actually 4 parts out of 3 plus 4, which is 7. That means 4 by 7, and there we go. That's the answer. B. Gabriella also has some toy bricks. Her bricks are either yellow or green. The ratio of yellow to green bricks is 4:1. She has 50 altogether. Work out how many green bricks Gabriella has. Which means the green bricks is 1 part out of 4 plus 1, which is equal to 5. And that means 1 by 5 into 50, which is equal to 10 green bricks. That's the answer. Question 10. A hotel has 250 rooms. 175 are occupied. Calculate the percentage which are occupied. Percentage is 175 by 250 into 100%, the same percentage. Now let's use a calculator. 175 divided by 250 is equal to 0.7 into 100. That's equal to 70% of the rooms which are occupied. That's the answer. Question 11. Find the nth term of each sequence. The first one's been done for you. 3, 6, 9, 12 is 3n because it's the multiplication table of 3. 6, 12, 18, 24 is the multiplication table of 6, so it's 6n. 5, 8, 11, 14 is actually, when we see the difference is 3 and we add 3, but we start from a number which is not in the 3 times table, which means it's something added to this, which we get this. So if we write 3n and then we add 2 to all of this, we get 5, 8, 11, and 14. And these are actually what's there here, which means 3n plus 2 is the answer. Question 12. Here are some number cards. 6, 10, 5, 11, and 7. Use 2 of the cards to make a fraction which is less than half. We need to make it with the smallest number card for the top, which is numerator, and the largest for the bottom, because that will be obviously less than half. Otherwise, the question wouldn't even be possible. So the smallest is 5 and the largest is 11, so we can write 5 by 11. To check this, we can say 5 by 11 is 10 by 22, and 1 by 2 is equal to 11 by 22. So this is 10 by 22, and that's less than 11 by 22, so it's less than half. Any other fraction which you tried is actually the wrong answer. You can try it out yourself. Question 13. The diagram shows a triangle on a grid. On the grid, draw 6 more of the same triangle to show how it tessellates. So we can just draw the edges. Because this is an equilateral triangle, we don't need to get confused about anything. We can show this. And I'll just draw the same thing on the other side to make a kind of hexagon. And we need 6 more, not just 6. So we can just draw one more triangle connecting these. If we count it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more triangles. That's the answer. Question 14. Chen has 1.6 kilograms of flour. He uses 1/4 of the flour to make cake. Uses a further 325 grams to make some biscuits. Calculate how much flour Chen has left. Give your answer in grams. So 1.6 kilograms, 1/4 of this is actually 1/4 of 1600 grams, which means that we can say it's 400 grams. That means 1600 minus 400 and then subtract another 325. That's 1600 minus 725. And when we get the answer, it is 875 grams. Question 15. A train travels at 300 kilometers per hour. Work out how far the train travels in 25 minutes. In 1 hour, it travels 300 kilometers. So in 25 minutes, first let's make this at a fraction of an hour. 25 by 60, which is equal to 5 by 12 of an hour. And then when we multiply that by 300 to find out how much it is in 25 minutes, that's equal to, we can cancel out this, and we get 125 kilometers in 25 minutes. That's the answer. Question 16. Triangle ABC is enlarged by a scale factor of 2 to give triangle XYZ. A. Side YZ is 9 centimeters. Find the length of side BC. So, if this triangle is enlarged by a scale factor of 2, that means this side multiplied by 2 is equal to this side. That's YZ 9 centimeters. That means we need to divide 9 by 2, and that's 4.5 centimeters. That's the answer. B. Angle BAC is 35 degrees. Find angle YXC. Well, even though it's enlarged by a scale factor of 2, the angles always stay the same. So if we take this angle 35, then this angle is also 35 degrees. That's the answer. Question 17. Write these masses in order of size, starting with the smallest. 0.14 kg, 1200 gram, 0.08 kg, 45 grams. So we have 140 grams, 1200 grams, 80 grams, and 45 grams. Smallest is 45 grams, then comes 0.08 kg, then comes 0.14 kg, then 1200 grams. That's the answer. Question 18. The values of x and y are directly proportional. Complete the table by filling in the missing number. When x is 4, y is 72, which means when you multiply x by a certain value, we get 72. That means 4 multiplied by 18 is equal to 72, which means something multiplied by 18 is 63. So 63 divided by 18 is actually equal to 3.5, and therefore x is 3.5. Question 19. Asterisk and circle are both positive whole numbers smaller than 20. Asterisk squared minus circle cubed is equal to 10 squared. Got the value of asterisk and the value of circle. So 10 squared is equal to 100. That means let's keep asterisk as x and circle as y. X squared minus y cubed is equal to 100. So let's see what values of x squared can be greater than 100. Only then we can subtract y cubed to get this answer. Now we can say x squared can be a number which is greater than 10 because 10 squared is 100. That means 11, 12, 13, all the way until 19 because it cannot be 20. Now if you put x squared, 11 squared is equal to 121, and then subtract it with 100, we get 21. But y cubed cannot be 21. Do the same thing. 144 minus 100 is 44, which is not a cube number. 169 minus 100 is 69, also not a cube number. 196 minus 100 is 96. 225 minus 100 is 125, and oh wait, 125 is a cube number. That's 5 cubed. That means x is the square root of 225, which is 15, and y is 5. That means x, or the asterisk, is equal to 15 and the circle is equal to 5. Question 20. The cost of a visit by a plumber is in two parts. A charge of $70 and $30 for each hour of the visit. A. Complete this formula for the cost of a visit that lasts X hours. So a charge of $70, which means it's a fixed charge, and $30 per hour is 30x because every hour it adds another 30. B. Draw a graph to show the costs of visits lasting up to 5 hours. So x is the hours and y is the cost. That means when x is 0, y will be 70 when you insert that in. Here we are. When x is 1, y will be 100. X is 2, 130. Then when x is 3, it will be 160. When x is 4, it will be 190. When x is 5, 220. This is a straight line. Now we can just connect these dots and form a straight line like this. C. A visit costs $115. Use a graph to estimate the length of the visit in hours. So $115 must be in between these two. So there's 100 here, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. That means every 2 small units, there is $10 increase, which means 1 small unit, $5. That means the third line right over here is 115. That comes over here, which means it's at the middle of 1 and 2, 1.5 hours. Question 21. Here's the drawing of the net of a cube. The length is 40 centimeters. Work out the surface area. To do this, we can see that the cube is made of 6 squares and the squares all have equal length. So this 4 sides of the same square is 40 centimeters, which means one side is equal to 10 centimeters and one square is equal to 100 centimeters squared. Now 6 of these will be 100 into 6, which is 600 centimeters squared. Question 22. These two mapping diagrams are equivalent to each other. Complete the second mapping diagram by writing in a whole number. So divide by 0.2 means divide by 1 by 5. So let's take 1 divided by 1 by 5. That's equal to 1 into 5 by 1, which is 1 into 5. That means these two are equal. As you can see here, multiplied by 5 can be representing divide by 1 by 5. That means the answer is multiply by 5. Question 23. 50 children take a mathematics test. 3 weeks later, they take a second mathematics test. The graph shows the scores out of 10 in both tests. So we have score in first test in a black line and a dotted line score in second test. Write a statement to compare the scores of the children in the two tests. As you can see here, the black line is more to the left, which means there are more people who got lower marks like this. But the dotted line is more to the right of the graph, which means higher marks. That means the children scored better in the second test. The children scored better in the second test. Question 24. ICO is investigating the question, how did the area of forest in South America change between 1990 and 2005? She finds this pie chart for the year 1990 and 2005 for the internet. Total area of the forest in the world over here is 3860 million hectares, and over here it's 3790. So the area of the forest in South America is 21% 2005, and 1990 it's 22%. They show the proportion of the world's total forest area in each continent. They also give us the total area of forest in the world. Use the information in pie charts to find the decrease in the area of the forest in South America from 1990 to 2005. Let's get the calculator for this. Here we are. We can see in 1990, South America had 22% of total forest, and we can multiply that by 3860 million. Now we can say 22% is 0.22 multiplied by 3860, and then make this a million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. That means 849.2 million hectares. This is in 1990. Now 2005, 21% into 3790 million. Now let's check that. Alright. 3790, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros to make it a million. 795.9 million hectares. Now let's only subtract the values over here. No need the million. We'll add the million at the end. So now we can do that in the calculator. 849.2 minus 795.9, 53.3. So that's 53.3 million hectares difference or decrease in the area of the forest. That's the answer. Question 25. The diagram shows the position of two mountains A and B. A third mountain C is on a bearing of 145 degrees from A and on a bearing of 270 degrees from B. Mark the position of C on the diagram. I'm not going to use geometrical instruments. Instead, I'll just show you how to do this and what measurements you need to take. First of all, bearings are always measured in a clockwise direction. So that means 145 degrees from A is in this direction 145 degrees, which I shall show here. Take it from here, from the north line. This is not an exact measurement, I'm just showing you approximate measurements. So 145 degrees is something like this. Let's mark the angle as 145 degrees. Now for B, we can take it like this. 270 degrees is 3 multiplied by 90 degrees, so it will be 3/4, like that. And the line will be like this. Now, where do these two bearings intersect? By the way, I'll write the 270 degrees here. Now, where do these two lines or bearings intersect? At this point over here, which I've just marked. This point is actually the mountain C. That's the answer. Just for your information, if you're wondering how to measure 270 degrees on a normal protractor, why am I saying normal? Because there are 360 degree protractors. You can get one of those if you want to. But back to the point, if we use a protractor which only measures 180 degrees, we need to take the other way around. So we find this angle, which is 360 degrees minus 270 degrees, that's 90 degrees. And then we measure 90 degrees anti-clockwise way. Usually we do clockwise, but here we do anti-clockwise to subtract it. So now we measure 90 degrees and we draw a line, and if we take it the other way, we make it clockwise angle, it will actually be 270 degrees. That's how you do it. Question 26. The length of the longest side of this triangle is root of 1.9 squared plus 2.4 squared plus 1.9 to 2.4. A. Calculate the length. Write down your full calculator answer. We need our calculator to write down the calculator answer, so let's get that out. Here we are. Now first let's do 1.9 squared plus 2.4 squared. So this is equal to root of, let's see, 1.9 squared 3.61, and then add 2.4 squared, 9.37 plus 1.9 into 2.4. Now we can do that. 1.9 into 2.4 is equal to the root of 9.37 plus 4.56. That's equal to, let's add this up, 13.93, and we need to square root this. And when we do that, we get the answer as 3.732291521303. And we can just write all of this down. And now the B part. Round your answer to part A to an appropriate degree of accuracy. So let's round this to 1 decimal place because the two lengths over here also round to 1 decimal place. So when we round this, the second decimal place is 3 right there. And that is less than 5, therefore we don't change anything, just write 3.7. That's the answer. Question 27. Pierre is an electrician. He uses this formula to work out the amount $C to charge for a job that takes T hours. C equals 20 plus 30T. He starts a job at 9:30 a.m. and finishes at 1 p.m. Work out the charge. So the time taken is 13:00, which is 1 p.m. in 24 hours, minus 0930. We can cancel this to be 1, 2, and 60, and that means we can get 30 on this side and 3 on the other side. So that's 3 hours 30 minutes. And that means C is equal to 20 plus 30 into 3.5 because 3 hours and 30 minutes is equal to 3.5 hours. That means 20 plus 105, which is $125. That's the answer. Question 28. Yuri rolls a 6-sided dice 200 times. Lily rolls the same dice 250 times. The table shows the relative frequencies for a score of 6. So Yuri threw it 200 and Lily threw it 250. The relative frequency for Yuri is 0.18 and for Lily it's 0.22. Work out how many 6s they roll altogether. So that means the number of 6s, that's for Yuri, is equal to 0.18 multiplied by 200. We can use a calculator for that. 0.18 into 200, which is 36. And then the number of 6s for Lily is equal to 0.22 into 250, which is 55. Alright, now we've got the two separate values. Now all we have to do is add them together. 36 plus 55 is equal to 91. That's the answer, 91. 91 6s. Question 29. The diagram shows the shape made from two identical parallelograms and a triangle. Calculate the total area of the shape. One thing we need to note is the two parallelograms over here are identical, which means the height and the lengths will also be identical. If the heights are identical, then both of these are the same thing, so we can name it as x. That means 2x is equal to 8 centimeters, which is given here, and x is equal to 4 centimeters. That means height of parallelogram, which I shall write as P, is equal to 4 centimeters. That means area of two P's is equal to this 4 centimeters, and that means 8 into 4, 32. For one of these, it's 32, and for two of these, it'll be 64 centimeters squared. Now for the area of this triangle here. First thing, let's take this part of the parallelogram and let's cut this off. Let's take that there's nothing here and bring that same part on this side. Now this is actually a rectangle where 8 centimeters length and 4 centimeters width. If we do that on the other side also, it will be the same thing. The total length over here is 11 centimeters and this length is 8 centimeters, which means 11 minus 8 is the length for the height of the triangle. And using this concept, we can say it's the height of the triangle, which I'll write as T, is equal to 11 minus 8, which is equal to 3 centimeters. And the area will be half into base into height, which is equal to half into 12 into 3, because 12 is the base and 3 is the height here. That's equal to 18 centimeters squared. 64 plus 18 is equal to 82 centimeters squared. And this is the answer because there's no other shape involved in this. And with that, we come to the end of this video and our paper. So please like this video, subscribe to our channel, share this video and our channel link to other friends, and comment on what you want us to upload in the future video. And with that, I come to the conclusion of this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.